This is why we make such a big deal about the idea of self-leadership. In fact, I would suggest to you that self-leadership is a life-changing life skill at every stage and age. And I know when you hear me say that, some of you are probably thinking, well, I know it's important, but really life-changing? Self-leadership is foundational and it's universal because it's the only responsibility that can never be delegated to another person, regardless of how high one climbs on the leadership ladder of influence. In fact, I love this statement. If you're looking for that one person who could change your life, take a look in the mirror because it's you, and it's going to require self-leadership. Now, something this important, it is worth asking the question, how could I actually do that better? Or how could I help another person get better at self-leadership? It's one thing to understand the general idea of self-leadership. It's something else to understand how to practically develop that skill. I've thought a lot about this, and it seems to me that it's helpful to break this idea of self-leadership down into its component parts in order to get better at doing it. And so I have developed a simple model. In fact, it's so simple I'm almost embarrassed to share it with you, but other people have told me that it's helpful. So let me just explain this model for you. I would say that there are two primary drivers of self-leadership. First, the ability to tell yourself yes, and second, the ability to tell yourself no. When you tell yourself yes, you build self-discipline by doing things that you don't have to do. When you tell yourself no, you build self-control by choosing not to do things that you otherwise could. Former Senator and NBA basketball player Bill Bradley said that when he was young, his father told him, when you're not practicing, somebody else is, and when you play him, he will beat you. And Bill Bradley said that thought motivated him to do things that he didn't have to do and to not do things that he could do in order to get better as a player. Now, it's important to understand if you're going to grow your self-leadership muscles, you have to tell yourself yes, and you have to tell yourself no. You can't just rely on the fact that somebody else is going to force you to do something or not do something. I mean, compliance and submission can be healthy in the right context, but that won't grow your self-leadership muscles. You have to be the one who has the agency to say yes and no to build self-discipline and self-control. Now, at the center of this self-leadership formula is two additional steps: a decision followed by an action. And a decision that's not followed by an action just simply becomes a good intention. And most of us have gotten accustomed to giving ourselves credit for thinking about doing something that we don't actually do. In fact, we have a phrase for this. We say, well, it's the thought that counts. Now, how crazy is that? Think about this for just a minute. Imagine that I bought you a gift for your birthday, and I give it to you, unwrap it, you look at it, and you say to yourself, wow, this is amazing, I love it, and the reason I know is because I already have one. But hey, it's the thought that counts. In that case, it is the thought that counts. But imagine I buy you a gift, or excuse me, I think about buying you a gift, but I don't actually do it. I get together with you on your birthday, and I say to you, hey, I was going to buy something for you, but I just never got around to it. But hey, it's the thought that counts. No, it doesn't work that way. Decisions without actions are like failed thought experiments. And we do this to ourselves all the time. It's easy to understand the difference between a decision with no action in our relationship with other people. But the problem is we do this to ourselves by making promises that we don't keep, and the stakes are higher than we could imagine. And every time we don't follow through, the gap between who we are and who we aspire to come gets even bigger.